today. So now we will discuss briefly the internal auditing, specifically the revenue and the collection. So what does internal audit means? So internal audit is an administrative function. It aims to continuously, efficiently, effectively, and critically evaluate the operation of the business with the aim of making suggestion to improve the management. So basically, it is an administrative function. So kailangan ng internal audit kasi nga para malaman kung tama ba yung ginagawa, meron tayong tinatawag na internal control. Yun yung mga standards na siniset ng management paano para kung paano gawin yung isang process sa kanilang company. So, para ma-evaluate yung kung nasusunod ba yung internal control, so kailangan ng internal audit. So again, the main objective of the internal audit is to improve the functioning of the organization. Now again, going back to the meaning of internal control, it is a system whose practical use or management can achieve the goals and objectives of the organization. The system includes organizational structure, policies, rules, procedures, actual operating methods, property and staff protection, and etc. So now, let's go to the specific topic that we have for today, the revenue and collection cycle. But before that, let us know first why we do audit. So, basically, yung doon sa inyong auditing theory, alam natin na ang purpose ng audit is to give an opinion or to provide an opinion, whether it is from external or from the internal or from the management itself. Again, the purpose of opinion is for the improvement. Kung sa internal, ang purpose ng opinion is for the improvement of the organization's policies and controls. Kung sa external naman, nagkakaroon ng audit para makapagbigay ng opinion kung yung pag-report ba ng ating FS is tama, free from material misstatements and errors. Now, how can we do audit so that we can provide a correct opinion? So, we need to have the evidences. So, kapag sinabing evidences, meron tayong dalawang klase ng evidence. First, we have the supporting documents and the accounting records. Then, we have two types of evidences. Kailangan natin ng evidence again dahil ito yung in-audit natin para makapagbigay tayo ng opinion sa ating sa internal control ng management. Now, the first evidence is tinatawag natin na supporting docs. Supporting documents. So, ibig sabihin ng supporting documents, ito yung mga receipts and invoices. Siguro dahil kayo yung mga natamaan ng 3 to 12 program, so ang iba sa inyo nakapagtrabaho na sa mga companies. So alam niyo naman siguro kung ano ibig sabihin ng mga receipts and invoice. Resibo, ibig sabihin yun yung binibigay kapag may nagbabayad. Invoice naman, yun yung binibigay kapag merong binili na product. So, yun. These are evidences that are needed para makonduct ang ating audit. The second evidence is we have the accounting records. So, kapag sinabing accounting records, ito yung ating mga journals and ledgers. So again, in order to conduct an audit, syempre, kailangan nating magkaroon ng walkthrough test. Ano ibig sabihin ng walkthrough test? Pupuntahan natin doon. I-check natin kung tama o kompleto ba yung mga receipts, kompleto ba ang mga nailista sa ating journals and ledgers. And of course, again, para makapagbigay ng opinion, no, kailangan naiintindihan natin yung sistema. Kailangan naiintindihan natin yung operations ng company. Kasi nga, kapag kulang-kulang yung kaalaman mo, hindi ka makapagbibigay ng tamang opinion. So, basically, yung mabibigay mong opinion is from your own lang. Hindi mo na natitingnan yung kung ano yung dapat natingnan sa internal control ng business. Now, in order to fully understand the system of the business or yung tinatawag nating transaction cycle, we need to have a walkthrough test and i-understand natin first kung sino yung mga tao na involved sa cycle na yun. Example, sa ating revenue cycle. Dito sa ating revenue cycle, magsa-start tayo from the sales department. So, nandito yung mga salesperson, sales agent, and many more. So, kailangan natin malaman kung sino sila, their function, their limits, their duties and responsibilities para mas maintindihan natin yung system. Second, we need to know or understand the process. Kung ano ang mga kailangan magkaroon muna before ka nagbenta. Ano ba dapat mga i-comply? Yung ganon. Yun yung process na natin i-understand sa isang business or sa system ng isang business. Third, we have documents. We need to understand the system through its documents kasi ito lang yung meron tayong pagbabasehan. Ito yung pagbabasehan natin ng ating magiging opinion in the future. So now, diretso na tayo sa ating revenue cycle. So ano bang nature nitong revenue and collection cycle? So again, it consists of the activities relating to the exchange of goods and services with customers and the collection of the revenue in cash. So kung binasa niyo yung ating materials, nandun lang din yun. So sa ating revenue cycle, magsa-start tayo sa sales department. So ano bang meron dito sa sales department? So dito sa sales department, nandito yung nag-generate ng sales or ng benta ng isang company. Isipin natin, nandito yung mga nangungumisyon. Dito sa sales, meron tayong dalawang klase ng sales. We have cash and we have on account. So now, going back to our cycle, unang-una natin na dapat maintindihan kung sino yung tao dito. Yung tao dito is yung mga sales person. Ito yung people. Second is the process and the next is the documents. So, since dito sa sales department, dito nag-generate ng sales, so nandito ngayon yung ating documents na tinatawag na sales order. So, ano ibig sabihin itong sales order? A pre-numbered document for recording the description, quantity, and related information for goods ordered by the customer. So this is frequently used to show credit approval and authorized for shipment. Again, dito sa sales order, pinapakita kung ano yung bibilhin ng ating customer. Kung ilan, or the quantity, yung price, yung total amount, and basically, i-approve ito ni authorized personnel kung sino man yung dapat na mag-approve nito. Again, under the sales department, meron tayong dalawang klase ng sales. We have cash sales and we have credit sales. So, under sa credit, sa cash sale, wala tayong magiging problema kasi nga kapag ganun, hindi na kailangan ng someone to approve the sales order. Pero kapag sinabing credit, ibig sabihin uutangin yung ating ibibenta, magkakaroon talaga tayo ng process wherein ipapa-approve muna natin ito sa ating authorized person. So, kung meron tayong credit, ibig sabihin magkakaroon tayo ng accounts receivable. So, before that, meron tayong tinatawag na duties to be segregated. So, duties to be segregated. Guys, you have to take note of this kasi nga, you are an accounting tax student and malamang hindi malayo na mapupunta din kayo sa audit. And dapat, at least man lang na meron kayong general knowledge regarding this segregation of duties. Ito yung tatlong duties na dapat segregate. Meron tayong, ang aming mnemonics nito is CAR. C, we have custody. First is the custody. Next is the authorization. And next we have the recording. Now, kapag sinabing custody, it refers to the treasurer or yung nagtatago or nagkikeep ng anything. For example, nagkikeep ng pera. So, custody. At iba, magkaiba yan dun sa nagbibigay ng authority. And malamang dapat magkaiba yan sa tao na nagre-record. Next is the authorization. Ano ang trabaho ni authorization? Basically, ito yung nag-authorize kung dapat bang aprobahan. Dapat bang i-approve yung sales order? Okay ba tong taong to, itong uutang ng ating product? So, siya yung mag-approve ngayon ng sales order. Again, hindi pwede na si custody at si authorization ay iisang tao lang. Kasi nga, baka magkaroon ng fraud or merong gagawing kababalaghan ito si authorizing personnel. Next is the recording. Again, ang trabaho lang naman ng nagre-record is maglilista, magre-record ng transaction. Again, hindi natin pwedeng ipagsama si custody sa recording. Kasi nga, kapag sa yung custodian, for example, sa yung humahawak ng pera ng business, tapos siya din yung nagre-record. Tapos magpapalabas siya ngayon ng pera. Pwede niya yung hindi i-record kasi nga siya naman yung magre-record. So again, ito yung tatlong duties na dapat nating i-segregate. So for small businesses, nagiging impossible itong ating segregation of duties kasi nga kung small lang yung business, pwede na din lang si owner yung nagki-keep. Siyempre, siya na rin yung mag-authorize at mag-record. Yun nga, dapat yung owner mismo para sigurado siya sa kanyang, sa pag-protect ng kanyang mga assets. Pero kapag medyo malaki na yung business, hindi pwede na hindi nakaseparate itong tatlong duties. Custody, authorization, and recording. So later on, mas maiintindihan nyo kung bakit sila isi-segregate. So, normally, sa custody natin, ang tao dito is si treasurer or si cashier. Authorization naman, malamang, the management. And for the recording, we have the accounting department. So, if these three are combined, magkakaroon ng incompatible operation and weak in internal controls. So, kaya nga nagkakaroon tayo ng audit para ma-improve natin yung mga controls na ginagamit ng company para sa kanyang business. Again, going back to our sales department, nandito yung salesperson, yung mga agents, dito nag-generate ng sales, and yung document na present dito is ang sales order. Now, again, kung credit nga yung sales natin at hindi siya binayaran ng customer, ang next na step after the sales department is the credit department. So, ano yung meron dito? Dito na ngayon yung pag-o-authorize. So, dito yung si authorized personnel. Authorized personnel. So, siya ngayon yung mag-evaluate ng credit worth. So, kung karapat-dapat ba ang taong ito na pautangin. Siyempre, dito dapat nagkaroon din ng yung tinatawag nilang CI o yung credit investigation. Before niya i-approve yung credit na yon, dapat muna is nagkaroon siya ng investigation or depende sa control na ginagamit nila. So, ang ginagawa dito ng authorized personnel is i-approve niya yung sales order ngayon. So, dapat before lumabas sa credit department, before lumabas si sales order sa credit department, dapat signed na ito or approved na ang ating sales order. Now, after ma-approve ng ating sales order, next is dito na tayo sa ating shipping department. So, ano yung meron dito sa ating shipping department? So, nandito yung ating tinatawag na warehouse or yung ating bodega. Anong process meron dito? So, nandito yung shipment ng ating product. So, dapat dito, before natin yung manok. Sige. Before natin pwede ma-ship itong ating product is dapat, again, nandito na sa atin yung approved sales order and of course, yung ating tinatawag na shipping documents. So, yung shipping documents na tinatawag is yung bill of lading. O bill of lading, whatever. Bill of lading. So, ito yung evidence of delivery. So, kapag na-ship na, again, kapag meron ng bill of lading, ibig sabihin, na-ship na yung product. So, the next department after nitong shipping department is the billing department. So, anong nangyayari dito sa billing department? So, dito natin pina-charge yung ating customers. So, sa ating billing department, yung ating dalawang documents kanina, yung ating approved sales order and yung ating shipping documents is dapat nandito pupunta kay billing department. So, anong ginagawa dito ni billing department? Since i-charge niyo yung customer, ibig sabihin, siya yung mag-i-issue ng tinatawag nating sales invoice. Or ang other term nito is charge invoice. Now, after magawa yung ating sales invoice, next na department natin, accounting department or bookkeeping department. Pag walang billing department, so, common dito si billing department is under siya kay accounting department. Anong ginagawa dito sa accounting department? Dito ginagawa yung entries. So, yung entries natin is sinusulat natin sa ating journals or ledger. Again, dapat present yung ating tatlong documents. So, bawal siyang mag-record kapag walang sales order. Again, yung sales order natin dapat approved. Yung ating yung ating shipping document which is the bill of lading, ibig sabihin na i-deliver. And yung ating sales invoice naman is dapat merong amount from the billing department. So, yun yung gagawa niya ngayon ng entry. So, ano yung magiging entry niya for the credit sale? We have debit of account receivable and a credit to sales of whatever amount.